What is going on, my dudes and dudettes? It's showing you this in a serpentarium. So today I thought I'd give you a quick look at the Ridley's cave dwelling rat snake while I'm handling him. It's better really than the last video. You couldn't really see him properly, and you know, obviously you've got no gauge of what he's like to handle. He did bite me quite a few times in the first take. Well, I say quite a few, maybe twice or three times, but that's because I caught him by surprise. He's not really an aggressive snake at all. You can see now he's super chill, absolutely gorgeous as well. Really pretty snakes, these. Look at that. I mean, wow. Hello. He's got a nice blue head as well, but you can't actually see that on the camera. And maybe you can a little bit. Yeah, so these guys, they change colour as they get older. Their baby colours look very different to when they're adults. He's already started to change his colour. And he's growing really well as you can see. He was tiny when I got him, and that was only a short while ago. I've just been feeding these once a week, an appropriate size prey item, and they've just blown up in size. I'm amazed at how fast they've grown, to be honest. Normally, you know, you couldn't power feed a snake to get this big this quickly, but these just turn around food like there's no tomorrow. These are an amazing species. Obviously they live in caves, so in the wild they live in caves, they feed on bats, they live in quite a toxic environment as well. I don't know if you've seen Dave Koofman's video on Ridley's rat snakes. If you haven't, I'll put a link in the description for you to go have a look at that. It's a really interesting video where he goes and looks for them in the wild. But yeah, wowzers, fantastic snakes. Yeah, so in the wild, in the wild they eat bats and stuff like that, and they live in a super toxic environment. Those caves tend to be the same temperature year round, so, and you know, there's no real heat gradients or anything like that in there, so you could keep them really without a heat gradient and just keep them at a good ambient temperature. But that's up to you. I keep mine sometimes with a heat gradient, sometimes just ambient. You know, I found both work for me. Not really had any major issues. It's said in a lot of cave guides and stuff that these guys like really high humidity. I've not found that personally. I've kept these guys fairly dry with open top lids, like screen top lids, and they've shed fine. No real issues with shedding at all. They sort of just dip in the water when they shed, and that's fine. I have had them on damp substrate sometimes, like cocoa bark and stuff like that, but still with an open top, and that's been fine as well. So these guys are super hardy, really. You know, and it's a shame that they do have a bit of a reputation for being biters, because they're gorgeous, they're hardy, you know, they're everything you'd want in a beginner snake, other than the fact that they can be a bit defensive and a bit, you know, easily upset. As far as keeping one as a pet, I would recommend them, especially if you can get a nice display viv in your bedroom or in your living room or whatever. If you can get something like 4 long, 3 high, you'd really enjoy that. Loads of branches and stuff. You know, you'd see it active out and about all the time, I'd imagine, in that. And you know, you'd get a lot of enjoyment out of something like this. I've noticed with these that they're extremely smooth. They're a lot smoother than my Orthorhynchus tenuis, the Chinese beauty snakes. They're a lot smoother skinned. And I was quite surprised actually when I first got them how smooth they are. So that's pretty cool. Something you do need to watch with these though is they are potent muskers, and their musk absolutely reeks. They tend to do it a lot. So that's something you do need to watch. You know, their poop is worse than their bite, or their musk is worse than their bite, however you want to say it. So, you know, that's something to be aware of. Once you have them out, though, as you can see, I mean, I've not had any problems with this boy. He's been real calm. He's just having a little stroll around, not really causing me any issues. But they can be extremely fast, as with all three orpheus snakes. So you need to watch that you don't, you know, get a bit overwhelmed or lose it or hurt the snake or anything like that. You know, you need to just keep your eye on the ball and really focus on what the animal is doing. So I hope you've enjoyed this this quick little video. I'll put some clips in of me getting bitten in the in the end now. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.